finally.
Yes, finally.
I
Welcome.
I nothing
Welcome.
crazy there.
What? Okay. Welcome, everybody, to this week of the Out of Pocket podcast. I am Zechs, as always, joined by Zeta.
Hello.
Yep. So we got a weird show today. Uh, I remember specifically last time we were like, you know what, we're not getting political. Well,
I win.
yeah, we've got some stuff to talk about that would probably deal with the future of the industry as a whole. So we kind of have to talk about it. It's a hot topic. As for the record, I have literally no. So for the record, I have to, like, you know hide it, like it's not gonna be political at all. So that's why the thumbnail's the way it is. So. mm, oh, I completely forgot to set that up. Okay, so first, as usual, how was your break?
uh, Weird. Work's been chill. In terms of crazy stuff that's happened, I'm no longer legally allowed to talk about some stuff. Uh, my hijinks have finally been put to a close for legal reasons.
Wait, no, wait.
I've had the book thrown at me.
That would imply they've listened to the podcast and know who you are.
No, there's just some stuff, they're like, don't mention any of this anymore and all. And I'm like, fine. So there was some craziness, so I'm now allowed to talk about as of this current moment. Cool.
I'll say you're supposed to use your anonymity on the you're supposed
Anonymity.
yeah,
Anemone. Anemones.
that 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 Euchre sub movie, whatever. You
Finding
know
Nemo was a pretty good movie. I think we both agree.
what?
I think it's like a Finding Nemo reference.
No, saying I was saying that Eureka 7 movie.
Right. That also. Oh, right.
I was like,
I don't want to talk about it because I could go on an entire freaking rant about Eureka 7. I'm choosing not to right now. I'm just like holding it in.
I haven't even seen it yet, so I need to. It's on the list. But anyway, the
Here,
point is, you're supposed to use your ability to hide yourself on the internet to tell about stuff you can't say otherwise.
you're right. Point being, something's happening at my job. Crazy stuff that will keep getting crazy, and I may or may not be out of a job soon. Maybe, I don't know.
Huh?
Not to my fault, but because of people getting sued.
So
That's all I can
so
say.
are they just like gonna close the whole thing down, or just
Well, I mean, if the people up top are getting sued, yeah.
what the hell happened, bro?
Don't worry about it. In lighter and more normal news, I've been playing a bit more Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. Still the best Final Fantasy game released since Final Fantasy X, mind you.
That's a
Oh,
that's a loaded
bold
statement.
statement?
Yep.
I know. We've been here for weeks now. You know all my statements have to be at least partially loaded. Amazing combat. Plot? Barely a plot. Barely a new character. It's fun. That's all that matters. Well, I other silliness. Monster Hunter's been pretty fun. Have a pretty stacked schedule this weekend between like Monster Hunter, a new Paths of Exile update, more Stranger of Paradise, probably some other thing I've completely forgotten about. A lot of stuff on my plate for 2 days.
Hmm.
I'm pretty excited for Ranger Reject coming back for the anime next week.
Okay.
Because first season was kind of bad for the anime. Okay, no. The first season adapted the literal worst arc in the manga.
So
So,
it's not really its fault then.
Well, and the director also like tried to bridge it, to trying to make it better. Didn't work out. So compounding issues. Like I said, the manga goes from like 6 out of 10 to like a 9 out of 10, like pretty much immediately after where the first season ends, and just stays that way for like a long time.
Hmm.
Weird how that works out, huh? But honestly, not much has happened. How about you, sir?
Well, here we go. I forgot this last bit. Supposed to be. I'm sorry. I was looking up to update the doc because for some reason I did not put a certain thing in there. Right here, and I can't find it.
Oh boy.
But to kind of go over my week, pretty much, it was all right. I mean, my break, my week, but my break. Uh, I entered a Beyblade tournament for the first time,
Who?
so
Did you win?
no, but I got top 8. I posted my deck on Blue Sky, but it was just kind of like a impromptu thing. It was like, we technically finally opened a new local, so it was like, we finally got a new place. Why not start by just kind of like a free tournament for everybody who want to enter under. So I made my deck literally like last second.
I mean, that's fair.
So I got top 8 with it. Until that uh launcher, that left winder launcher comes in, I'm not playing gosh dang I'm never playing freaking Cobalt Dragoon. Because every time I launched it, it felt like I didn't have any power whatsoever.
Yeah, you gotta have that love spin wonder.
So like it was just fighting like Bays and it's like, oh, you're not even extreme dashing. Like come
Oh
on.
no.
Meanwhile, I lost top 8 because for some reason, uh my Wizard Rod and my Phoenix Wing, which is on ball, both decided to extreme dash their way out the stadium at the last second.
You should have tilted better. I don't know what to tell you.
I went flat. Like I think what happened is I think I tilted on my Phoenix Wing a little bit too much.
Oh no.
And then my Wizard Rod got knocked, I think, into the extreme line and then just moved over. I'm like, it was weird. I'm just like, well then. Like, well, that just happened.
These just have a mind of their own.
So like it was fun. There's gonna be like another tournament like lined another like kind of quote unquote major lined up in in like later this month. So I'm like, okay, that's gonna be cool. Other news, like you're talking, you might be out of job. I know for a fact that by the end of this month, I will be uh probably out of a job too, at least, or at least like my big job,
Right.
which what a timing that is. Thankfully, everything I want will just eventually release, right?
Right. Right. And I think I heard the job market is only going great with that news we have to talk about later.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
there's probably like an alternate thing that's gonna come up, but I don't know much about it right now, so we'll have to see. And meanwhile, I at least have I bought some extra. I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to say. Okay, I bought into getting Gilzamon updated in Digimon because I bought that was the starter set that like released all that time ago. I got leftover cards, and because I play Heavy Meldramon, the set in English when it came out also had Beelzemon support in it as well, but I didn't pick it up because I got all my like Heavy Meldramon stuff from my friend. So I was like, yeah, let me just pick. I guess just order this stuff up and be good because there's a lot of like old cards for this deck I just don't have. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll pick them up. They should be in there, and I finally am like one. Where are they? Yeah, I finally ordered like the last of the anniversary energies for G. Like I just need the Chrono one, so it should be here like probably like next week at the early either tomorrow or next week, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Thing
Well, the Digimon decks are surprisingly good at being upgraded.
huh? Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, technically.
you grab like one archetype from like first like 5 sets, it's gonna keep going up and up and up and up and up.
My friend has basically like a max rarity Gallantmon deck, so he's very into Digimon. So
And that deck's probably been forged for over like the past like 2 years.
yeah. Oh, and more Gunpla. I got in the Master Grade Exia
Wait,
on sale, and I ordered probably the last few Gundams I'll probably get, which is the Double Riser and the Double X Master Grades. And I would have my Vidar, but like the way Hobby Japan kind of works, it kind of if you don't order fast enough, it kind of like, oh well, the initial wave is gone already, so your stuff is back ordered.
yeah.
So it was like, yeah, I gotta wait for like the restock in like a couple weeks. I'm like, come on, please hurry up, please. I can't do this. I can't pay $80 million for Vidar. This is crazy.
After learning about like how places handle like pre-order measures for things, I could totally see like a few hobby shops going, "Oh, you want to pre-order a Gunpla? Post a picture of an already built one-time sent, and then we'll let you pre-order it."
I mean, that's
Imagine would be in favor of it.
Other than that, things chill.
You're not an actual Gunpla builder. We are not going to let you order this Gunpla.
Oh, well, there's one more thing. Freaking, I had to cut the side of my yard again, or rather, the side of the road. Not because I wanted to, or because it was, time to cut the grass, which technically kind of is, but it was like in the middle of like we're about to get like a bunch of like presumably rainy. We're about to hit like hard rainy season
Hmm.
because it's like last year during the spring, it rained a lot and everything. For some reason, despite the fact that every other house in the neighborhood hadn't cut their grass, we got called on multiple times that the grass was too high on the side of the road. The part of the sidewalk where that shouldn't be our property or like our due diligence
Right.
to deal with. And it got so bad, even the person who came back, because it's the same dude like 3 different times in the span of 3 months. Pretty much, like, I'll be honest with you, it's probably the same person hating. So, but
I'm
it's
just
like, I'm
saying,
just doing
that's
my
the
job.
HOA.
Like, I'm just saying, I'm just doing my job. That's all I can do. And it's like, I get you, but also like, come on, dog.
Right.
Yes,
Like, I want to shoot the messenger, but also, like, just turn around.
it's like I get it. Like one time, I was literally coming out the house. He was going out my day. Coming out the house, he just pulled up. I'm like, come on! It's about to rain today.
Right in here earlier.
It's like, it's like just to make sure that doesn't happen. I'm not letting that happen. But yeah, that's my week. During my break. What's the
A
real?
lot of shenanigans for both of us, I guess. A
Not that,
little bit.
but
You got your tournament. I have my under NDAs. I'm kidding. I didn't sign anything. Can't even say I'm under NDA, but not gonna worry about it.
wait. So you didn't sign an NDA?
Oh no, they didn't make us sign a single thing when we got hired, which is kind of gonna be the thing that screws them over in the end.
Oop, well, uh, okay. Well, hold on just a second. I gotta take a break. Use the restroom.
All right. You see, everyone. My lesson for you all is if you're never told to sign any documents, you have a lot more power than anything you do. All right. That's on. Or I make you sign anything. Still gonna play your cards, right? Also, then know your rights. All right. That's my message for today. Very, very important. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on the issue. I can't blame too much. I'm choosing not to. How's everyone been? I hope the people watching this recording or seeing the live show are doing all right. Like, I think, things are technically being recorded on the other dude's end as well. Then I'm saying here, probably is going to make it into the show. That's all right. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, it should be an interesting weekend and podcast and like show today. A lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of stuff to talk about. It'll be interesting what happens. Sorry, lost track of time. Yeah, I don't know. Probably get some iPad to Vegas tomorrow. I might just be doing some more streams. Yikes! Haven't done those in a minute. But this is a lot of things just happened to align today. Gonna be a hell weekend. The nightmare run. There's some fun Gundam news earlier. Like that gotcha game, Generation Eternal only got a release date. That's kind of cool. Right? And this pause is kind of awkward. Yeah, I'm not good with filling up the airways without a game in the background. That's kind of a problem. Kinda, sorta. Yeah, it's true. But man, I'm a little warm to that Path of Exile 2 update. It's apparently hitting people really hard. And I'm not that good at the game. I'm like, I already know I'm be fighting for my life here. Oh boy. Hmm. I'm not trying to game Mario Saga versus, so I'm like, I don't feel like hopping to another fighting game. This one with like maybe 200 players max. Like I've had my fill of Discord fighters. Can't keep doing it. Cannot keep doing it. And I'm just in the winning round section up.
What was that? Hello?
Oh,
Hello?
you're back to second. Hi.
Yes.
Came back to second. I went like to the BRB screen.
What were you doing?
I'm just trying to stall for time.
Oh. Okay. Well, anyway. It is time for the news.
The news.
Go over onto the news. And we're gonna start with them now.
Oh boy.
VCard TCG. Last week Shiley hinted at a update coming to VCard, and today last Friday we finally got it. So here's the official tweet announcement. VCard just got its biggest update yet, built directly from your feedback. New rules and mechanics. Interactive how to play video. PL8 mascots and supports reworked. Free 2-player starter kit for first edition buyers. Official tabletop sim. Unlimited boxes already include all new gameplay. We're not just making a card game, we're evolving it. Every update brings us closer to the best version of VCard. Thanks for going with us, Heart. This is before we look at the rules, which I have not been able to look at, by the way. I'm not even joking. Probably like around when this announcement happened, I started to get sick.
Wait, you really haven't looked at the rules?
No, but I pulled them up right now. I wish I could. I was gonna watch the Stevie Blunder video talking about it, but I also was like, but then I was like, I heard him have to hit the good old filter for copyright, and I was like, nah. I turned that off because I'm like, ain't no way a tutorial video gotta have you put the copyright stuff on. So nah, I'm good.
That's funny. I mean, I checked out the rules.
So we're gonna start at the beginning. Game objective. VCard is a tactical card game where players build a deck featuring their favorite VTubers. The first player to score 3 points by winning combat rounds will be the winner. So originally it was 5, right? Now we've shortened it down to 3.
For a reason, as you will see.
So let's look at the card types. Power level 8, PL8, VTuber cards. These cards feature a power level of 8 and come with unique abilities that offer strategic advantages. PL8 cards can be placed in both active and backstage positions. Backstage? Ooh. They can also evolve into higher power level cards.
Mm-hmm.
Power level 9. With a power level of 9, these cards are evolutions of PL8s. Playing a PL9 card as an evolution allows you to draw 1 card. PL9 cards can only be played as evolutions. You okay? What? Okay. And PL10. The most powerful cards. With power level 10, these are evolutions of PL9s. Playing a PL10 card as an evolution allows you to draw 2 cards. PL10 cards can only be played as evolutions. Alright. You need to get some for that cough, buddy. Mascot cards. Mascot cards boost your active VTuber's power by +1 power level if they match elements. If your active VTuber also matches the mascot, you get an additional +1 power level boost. Only 1 mascot can be active at a time. Playing new one overwrites and discards the previous one. So support cards. Support cards come in 3 types. Boost, snap effect that triggers instantly and is discarded. Reinforcement, reactive card played in response to an opponent's specific action. Can be played on anyone's turn. Ally, a attached to a VTuber. Discard if attached to the active VTuber active after combat. Alright. Card effects. Snap. Effect triggers once when played. Swap. Switch positions between two of your VTubers. Backstage or backstage, or backstage with active. Lock. Effect triggers when card is turned sideways. Unlocks after combat. Passive, always active, triggered by another effect. Echo, triggers when played and is immediately after combat. Adjacent, active VTubers adjacent to nothing. Backstage VTubers are adjacent to the ones directly next to them. Huh? Support card types. Ally cards green, attached to the side of a VTuber. Boost, cream, instant effect, then discarded. Reinforcements, purple, played on anyone's turn in response to an action, only counts towards support. Limit on your turn. So, deck construction rules. 50 card deck, maximum of 2 different elements per deck, must include at least one PL8 VTuber, maximum of 3 copies of each supported card, maximum of 3 copies of each PL8 VT, maximum of 3 copies of each PL9 VT, maximum of 3 copies of each PL10 VT, maximum of 2 copies of each mascot card. So here's the visualizers of what a PL8, 9, a 10 mascot support. All right.
Don't I say anything yet? I'm gonna wait.
Okay, fine. Game phases. Game setup. Shuffle your 50 card deck. Draw 7 cards from your opening hand. You must have at least one PLA VT card in your opening hand. Set up your board with 1 active spot for VTuber and after 4 backstage spots for VTs. Place your PLA VT card face down in the active and backstage spots. Mulligan rules. If you don't have a PLA VT card in your opening hand, reveal your hand, reshuffle, and draw 7 new cards. Repeat this process until you have at least one PLA VT in your hand. Okay, so the mulligan rules have changed.
I mean, they kind of had to.
True.
If it's unplayable otherwise.
First turn. On your first turn, turn all your active and backstage VT cards face up. Trigger any snap effects. Apply jolt effects to your active VT, not backstage. What? Jolt?
Gotta keep going to know what jolt does.
Turn structure. Draw 1 card. Play actions.
Makes sense.
When mascot per turn. Any number of PL8 VT cards, up to 1 active for backstage. 2 support cards max, including any reinforcements used on your turn. Each VT can evolve once per turn. Evolving to PL9 draws a card, PL2 draws 2 cards. Alternative, discard 3 cards to draw 2 cards. If you do this, it's the only action you can take this turn. Huh? You may also
I hate how the play action thing is like written so much.
So you draw per turn. Then
Like,
get a main phase.
Evolving.
Then you play up to one mascot, a number of PL8s, 2 support cards, 2 support cards, and each feature can evolve once per turn. Or you just discard 3 to draw 2.
Yep. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, it's just like it's how it's written, I guess. Fine or nitpick.
All right. So combat. After each player takes 6 turns, combat begin. What? What? Wait. Wait, what?
Oh, this is gonna be a fun segment. So I'm not gonna be busy for now.
Wait,
let's keep going.
I I still don't know what jolt means. You're telling me I gotta wait 6 turns to figure out what the heck is going on?
You gotta go through 6 turns to learn what jolt means. Don't worry about it. Yay!
So we just spend 6 turns just farming cards? Is that what we're doing? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, let me see what combat does. After each player takes 6 turns, combat begins. 1. Compare the power level of each player's active VT. The player with the highest power level wins combat and gains 1 point. If a player has no active or backstage VT available, that player loses combat. The player who won combat goes first in the next round. Ties in combat. In case of a tie, each player adds the same number of backstage VT cards to their total, matching the lowest available count. For example, if one player has 3 backstage VTs and the other has only 1, both players will add just 1 VT to their power level total. If still tied, no point is awarded, and players move on to the after combat phase.
So, if both people have the same power in a tie, it's still a tie.
But they say, you know what? If it's still tied, you just move on. We just do it again. Farm your stuff up. Farm up again. Get your builds right. After combat, in order, discard both active VTs and all cards attached to them, unless there's a tie. Each player moves a backstage to the active spot if needed, which, considering the first effect is discard both the active ones, I'm pretty sure you're going to need a backstage one to go to the active spot.
I guess you gotta know if there's a tie, you move all the way down to step 3.
All locked cards unlock. Discard down to 7 cards in your hand. Trigger any after combat effects in this order. Starting with the player that went first, mascot, new active VT, backstage VTs from left to right. What? Okay, keep moving. Echo effects activate after combat. The player that won combat goes first to the next round. Empty deck rules. If your deck is empty and you need to interact with it, -1 PL to all VTubers on your board. Then shovel your discard pile back into your deck and resolve the effect. Okay, you know what? That's fair. Winning the game. The first player to score 3 points wins the game. Determining the winner. Active VT power level. After each player takes 6 turns, which we already talked about. Mental advantage. Here we go. New part. If a player's active VT has an elemental advantage over the opponent's active VT, it gains 1 power level. This is included in the total power level comparison. No VT available. If a player has no active or backstage VT available at the time of combat, that player automatically loses the combat and the opponent scores 1 point.
Yeah.
Which implies that there will be like cards that just remove a VTuber before combat, right? That would make sense.
Like that's implying that's possible.
Ties in combat. In case for tie, yada yada. Game winner wins the game. Elements of fire. Strong versus grass versus water. Fuel.
We got keywords now.
Okay, so fire gets fuel, ash, and burn. If there is an attached support card, you may discard to trigger this effect. Ash, if X player has X number of cards in a discard pile, triggers effect. Burn status effect, target opponent's board spot gets -2 power level. Doesn't stack. And so we got grass, gets grow, decay, and feed. +1 power level to the VTuber. This buff gets discarded after combat. Decay, status effect. After each combat, reduce target VTuber's power level by X. Oh, okay, I get it. So it's like after each combat phase, another VTuber, because you're going to discard the old one anyway. It's not like it matters.
Right.
You just kind of decay another one.
It's gonna get real convoluted real fast.
Effect triggers once at the start of your next turn before you draw a card. That's grow. Platinum chain. When placed next to a matching element, trigger the effect once. Does not echo continuously. Bolster. The next time your opponent affects this VTuber, cancel the effect done to this. What? Platinum just has a one-time negate?
We got a hexproof and negates in here. Let's go.
Coin pile starts at 0. +1 to coin pile each time it triggers. Coins are lost after combat. Spent on specific card effects. Then we got electric. Jolt. Trigger. So this is what Jolt is, right?
Yep.
Let me remember where that whole thing says. Apply Jolt effects to your active VTuber. That's on your first turn. Triggers if it is the first card you play in a turn. Okay, I get. So it's just literally like if this is the first card you play, get the effect.
Yep.
All right, positive, negative. Positive triggers if in active spot. Negative triggers if it backstage. Circuit triggers if you have both a positive and negative on the board. And aftershock triggers at the end of your next turn. And in water, low tide, first 1 to 3 before combat. High tide, last 4 to 6 turns before combat. Submerge, status effect, prevent new ally cards from attaching to this VTuber. Undertow, force opponent's cards to lock without triggering this effect.
Vanguard players take this one effect.
Elemental advantage. Each element has one specific element strong against. If a player's active VT is a... Yeah, that's kind of it. It tells you all the relationships.
Pretty standard.
Additional mechanics.
This keeps going.
VT placement. 8 can be placed in both the active and backstage position. You can have 1 active VT up to 4 backstage at any time. If your active spot is ever empty and you have a VT in backstage, you must immediately move a backstage VT into your active spot. Okay, I see here, sir. So, if it's emptied, you have to move. But if you don't have anything, you just straight up auto lose and you just gotta do it again.
It's Pokemon.
Were you waiting till now to say this?
No. I just had to get it off my chest, man.
Alright, evolution. Evolution to play to the right of the VTuber? What is it? VTubers can evolve each turn. You may evolve a PLA VTuber the same turn you play it. Locking cards. Cards come in unlocked. You can lock your unlocked cards to trigger their lock effect. Turn it up sideways. Locked cards cannot trigger their effect again until unlocked. Each card locks independently of each other, including allies on VTubers. All cards unlock after combat, turning them back up. Locking an ally does not count towards its 2 supports per turn limit. The other VTuber is not adjacent to any VT. Backstage adjacent to VTs right next to them. This is important for certain card effects to target adjacent VTs. Swapping status effects. Status effects are either applied to an opponent's VT or an opponent's board spot. Status effects are permanent unless removed by another card or the VT with the effect is removed from the board. Only one type of status effect can be on a VTuber and one type per board spot. If a player tries to apply a different status effect on the VTuber board spot that already has status effect that is not applied. We got the card effects. Searching deck. Any search deck mechanic requires revealing the card you search for and then reshuffling your deck afterwards. Empty deck, and that's only empty deck. This is the play area, which they've readjusted. But prize pool is still wait.
There is no prize pool.
Wait. They didn't change the enlarged version of the mat?
Oh my god! One job! Alright, everyone. I would like to inform you all that the VCard rent session is about to begin. Your hosts today, Tarriff, Zechs, and ZetaZephyr would like to inform you that there will be a mini event about VCard TCG from this point onward. Please shield your ears from any inflammatory statements that you may deem offensive. Thank you.
Let me know. Let me know. You never know.
Where do you want to begin?
You go first. I'll follow.
All of the first set is unplayable. They did not fix. Yeah, I'm just gonna start there. They redid every single card. Every single one. Same art. Same card types. Barely. Anything from first edition, unplayable. Garbage. Completely different card game. Burn it. Alright. It's also just Pokemon slapped with some slapdash Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic the Gathering mechanics with like no actual care consideration for how it's gonna play. Power level 9 and 10 cards are still vanillas. So now you have your common cards are your most useful. Your quote unquote rares are still garbage outside of card tempo. And your ultra super duper high rarity, good luck getting these. Are the only still decent. Still vanillas. So if you have a chance to remake every single card in your set with new rules, why are 2/3 of your units vanilla still?
Well, the answer to that is you don't want.
I mean,
They don't want to make set. They don't want to make the first edition set unplayable.
completely useless. Right.
So it means like, well, something has to stay.
And their solution was burn all your common chaff, keep your pretty cards. Those are the only things that will have any have value.
But the pretty cards are the entire reason you're here.
Right, so it's totally
And they're
fine.
harder to get.
Yeah. Like they've substituted one problem for an arguably worse problem. I don't know. Down card because on what? All your power level 10s are just pot of greed? Every power level 9 is just an upstart? Like what?
So
Um,
I will preface this by saying this might be a fun game to play. I have not actually touched it. Obviously, we just read the whole thing today. I've
right.
not gotten to play it. So this might be a good game to play.
I mean, I
Under
haven't
that
tapped her.
under that discretion, this is a fucking mess.
Mess is putting it lightly. Like, how do you have 16 keywords set one?
Not to mention, it's not that you have 16 keywords set one. It's that you have 16 keywords, give or take, on five independent keywords.
You,
Which, to be fair, I actually do, which I don't like. I am kind of like liking it gives like each element like their own strengths, right? So, say you want to build a deck that has grass and platinum in it. If you find a good synergy, you can do that. Like fire and water, fire electric, right? There's
right.
something cool about that I actually do approve of. But there's too much. And if I remember what your old roadmap said, which let's just pull it up, around set 2, 3, and 4 are saying they're introducing brand new elements, fresh and demanding card
Right.
types, gameplay mechanics. Oh, no. Thank you for showing this image right here of them reminding. Oh yeah, they're not doing reprints of these sets too. Like,
No reprints.
so if you got some staples that don't get reprinted in like other sets, let's not forget that too. That are mechanically unique, you don't ever touch them. That means those cards either go up or you now have to power creep them, and it causes a whole
Right.
different
And
problem. That's something
also, you just see what the compensation was, right? For the people who got like completely screwed by buying the first edition. You get 2 starter decks.
yeah, you get star decks. Eh,
Cool. What's in the starter decks?
wait a second. Ooh, sorry, I just noticed the news thing of they're dropping a whole Gundam Wing set thing, but that's just on me.
Sweet.
Uh,
I'm like, it's. I still don't know what they're thinking with like the 9s and 10s being vanillas. Like, that's just kneecapping yourself because there's only like 2 possibilities, right? Inherently.
uh-huh.
One, set 2 has tons and tons of power creep, and all those level 9s and 10s are completely useless. Or 2, you completely kneecap your card design by making sure like only the uncommons have any effects for the rest of all time to keep the value on the first set cards.
At least for a while.
Right. Which I mean, I guess they technically have value because like, you'd be forced to like, you have to evolve into them. I don't know. I've never heard of cards losing effects as they go up a tier in any card game. right?
I haven't either. Like it really is like, do we really need to? Right, it very much is like, so then why even, you know, do this?
Right? And I'm looking through like the card collection. I'm like, they still kept the harpoon in.
Wait, have they actually like updated the card pool?
Yeah, yeah, they did update the card gallery. Every card's different. Except for Harpoon. It now just says -3 power level to Shiloh's VT. Still.
Hold on, let
They
me
kept the dumbest card in the game.
wait. Why is there a promo section? Oh, wait, that's the.
And I'm like, I'm pretty sure the Shiloh card's like the new one. I hate all this format because they have like the first edition cards and then you have to like tap over to the regular ones. And it's like the regular ones, first edition ones aren't playable.
Their whole thing to the. What the fuck is this?
The layout.
Why is there a eBay listing thing on your card gallery?
Market manipulation isn't real. They're not going to get sued out the wazoo. I promise. So, you know that thing where like as a TCG company, you're not supposed to acknowledge the secondary market because you literally run across gambling regulations
Uh huh.
and get into a whole lot of legal trouble.
Yeah.
Oops. Oopsie. They did the thing you're not supposed to do. The thing. Idiots. Isn't that right, cat? Even my cat thinks this is dumb.
Also, I just love how Fifi's entire artwork is quite literally her just naked.
Yeah.
You're not playing this at a local store.
You cannot play at a local store.
Wait, hold on. Let me check something.
It's one, it's literal gambling.
I know we're not there yet. So, oh yeah. Let me double check this. So, first edition, right? This was
Oh
released.
no. Click on any Godrer and look at the page.
All right. Let me see. I looked at it, but I didn't really. There. Let's do something that's not gonna be. Let's do Quinn.
Date found, Godrer card to the pinnacle. Market value, due to their unprecedented rarity. Market status, report a Godrer finding. These idiots.
You know what? I was gonna. You know what? I was gonna talk about how I think the rules are pretty okay, and they're right. No, you know what?
The rules aren't that good either.
No, but here's the thing. There's at least something there. I can't do this no more. So you know what? How about this? How about we just never talk about VCard ever again? I refuse to talk about
Zach,
this game of a game any longer.
you want to hear something funny?
Please tell me.
One round of V card is equivalent to an entire game of Ultraman.
All right, we're moving on to another scam. All right, Wizards of the Coast. Uh,
A section so bad Zechs had to completely bail on it.
like, I'm not joking. I'm actually like done talking about it.
They broke the sacred rules of a TCG. Don't do any of this. This is you're gonna sink the entire industry kind of like mistakes if it like gets mass circulation. Like I'm just taking a screenshot right now. I'm just like on one page, take a screenshot. I'm just like, this is what you don't do for a card game.
I can't do it no more. I'm just like, you know what?
Man, you had some hope. Like a shred of like, man, they've improved.
I did, but I can't go on your card gallery, see goddamn eBay listings for your cards, and then go to your Godware and you're talking about these cards are very, very thing. No, you have lost the plot. The plot is no longer here. The plot is gone. The plot is looking like Fortnite. Which had a
I'm
plot.
just
But then got away.
I'm just gonna throw myself under a bus and just like quote tweet their announcement for like what not to do on a card game website.
Do it. I don't care. You ain't gonna use that Twitter later
Yeah,
anyway.
and they're not gonna notice me. And if they do, this is gonna be our big break. What not to do on a card game website.
But you can make a whole video on that. Anyway, on to Magic Gathering news. Allegedly, Wizards asked for a recall of Final Fantasy kits sent mistakenly to Brazil. In an official statement, a Brazilian distributor is asking for the recall of Magic and Final Fantasy collaboration kits sent accidentally to some stores. The crossover set is scheduled to release on June 13th. A Brazilian distributor has issued an urgent statement to retailers after identifying a distribution error involving Universe Beyond Final Fantasy kits sent erroneously by Wizards of the Coast. The companies request that the establishments that received the materials make the immediate return with the guarantee that the cost of this process will be borne by the distributor itself. According to the official statement, retailers who received Final Fantasy pre-release kits should contact the company so that the return procedure can be carried out correctly. It is essential that the products are returned without any violation or risk applicable penalties by Wizards of the Coast. Furthermore, if any kits have been opened or used, the company asks that this situation be reported urgently to avoid possible sanctions from Wizards of the Coast. The statement highlights the importance of the store owners' collaboration so that the problem can be resolved quickly and without major complications. And this is the full statement below. Magic's collaboration with Final Fantasy is part of the Universe Beyond series, where characters' memorable moments from other brands are inserted into the card game. The expansion is the first in the series to be legal in standard and pioneer formats, and it's scheduled for release on June 13th. This is true. Yes, this is true. Because I was thinking like something had to be there before. Oh no, I'm thinking of Aether Drift. Aether Drift is the first thing. This is the first time shipping errors occurred in Magic Gathering. In 2023, a store received boxes of March Machine Aftermath, what a terrible set, months before its scheduled release and opened them in videos on YouTube. In response, Wizards of the Coast sent a private security company to collect the cards. So if you've got those cards in Brazil, please give them back.
Man, remember that time Watchy sent the Pinkertons after someone to protect leaks from mid as hell set? Good times.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Like the fact that the fact that it happened all the way in Brazil is crazy. I'm like, Brazil?
right. I mean, it wouldn't be like Canada gets a bunch of stuff early.
Nothing no more. Wow. I mean, it's just kind of like an interesting topic. It's like, oh, that happened. I mean, it can't be the worst news on that. Oh, well, wait, actually, second that. Apparently, Takir, the actual world set, is apparently has apparently terrible print quality. This is a message from Endo Games, which is a Japanese Magic Gathering a store that sells Magic Gathering. So this is the translation. Notice, we're currently in the process of opening Takir Dragonstorm in preparation for its release tomorrow. I'm assuming pre-release. But we have confirmed
Yeah.
that a large number of non-foil regular rares and non-foil regular mythic rares have color unevenness and bleeding. In previous sets, such cards were extremely rare and were removed from normal inventory. However, this time, the number of cards appearing is unprecedented, with some cards making up more than 50% of the total. Taking the above into consideration, we have decided to consider this printing to be a specification in the English version of the set. Please note that the above issue is not currently occurring with commons, uncommons, showcase rares, showcase mythic rares, foil cards, and special guests. We apologize for any inconveniences may cause and appreciate your understanding. And
Gosh, like over 50% is kind of wild.
here's some like cards, for example. Yeah, they bleeding. Ooh, they're bleeding. There's literally in the comments. And more examples here of just very awkward print quality. As like there's more reports with that too. It's just okay.
It's a mess.
For this set to be like, oh yeah, we're gonna bring back standard. The fact that Ailer Drift was not well received. Takir's print quality is terrible at points. And Final Fantasy is probably going to get leaked any day now.
Yeah,
Someone's
I
going
just
to
wonder how
risk
many
their life
business
for the
cards
vine.
win.
The year of standard is not going so hot.
I mean, let's face it, the year of standard was always going to be the year of commander.
I mean, the fact that it took
That's
it.
just the way of eternal formats.
I mean, here's the problem: the fact that they're only this is a thing I don't think we talked about, but the fact that they're going to make starter product for standard with gosh dang Spider-Man is frustrating.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man.
Yes, we're gonna wait until Spider-Man drops at the back half of the year to finally get people to get starter product for standard.
Look, I mean, I've always been on this bend about like formats, but I'm like, even Watsi understands completely that like commander's always going to be the main format because it's kitchen table. It is the kitchen table format. It's never going to change. And I think that's fine, right? Like, Standards, you're competitive.
Yes,
You're
but
easy competitive. Moderns, you're competitive. And in Legacies, you're, I spent my entire investment fund from my family on this Black Lotus, and I need to play some games with it.
it is. Oh boy, I'm sick. All right, next on the news. Riftbound.
Something better. Never mind.
Riftbound. The League of Legends trading card game. Uh, Courtesy of More Cosmic gives a TLDR. Releases October 2025. We'll have 3 starter decks, which will be Jinx, Victor, and Lee Sin. That will be priced at 20 MSRP. Booster box. Oh, there's also another thing that was kind of added. I think it's right here. Each starter deck will contain 1 booster pack, which is considered at 5 MSRP, so, which is why they're priced higher.
Mm.
So booster boxes will have 24 packs, which is $120 MSRP. We'll see how long that lasts. 14 cards per each pack, which is cut up as 7 commons, 3 uncommons, 3 foils, 1 token, which we'll talk about in a second. And approximately 6 epic rarity chase cards per box. Chase alt arts 1 per case. And pre-orders are already out. And then there's another part is there's an update to everything as well. The TLDRs is when it comes to booster packs, there are actually 2 foil rares or better, 1 foil of any rarity, and 1 token slot in each deck. The previous information was ambiguous and just said 3 foils, so we want to get more specifics there. When it comes to the alt art cards, on average, there are more than 2 special art cards appearing in every box instead of 1 per case. So, what do we think about the Riftbound starter info? Which
I mean, even
I also
seems okay.
forgot to put the card looks there. God, shoot.
Mm. I mean, I don't trust anything from like Riot or universes, so
Understandable.
I remain skeptical. I always do with these things. I mean, if you're kind of like, man, they canceled this, they end support for this digital card game and just announced a physical one. It's like, are we gonna get a digital client for the physical one?
Uh,
It'd be silly not to in this age, right? To not have a digital client for your card game. Now we're back to step 1. Right.
yeah. Anyway, uh, seems pretty standard. Nothing real there. Again, I had something with the whole thing's there, but it's missing now. So, next up, Gundam. Uh, First episode of the Gundam card game Link Station will broadcast online on April 12th. Guests will include Hoshi Soichiro, Shinome Umi, and Ozoro Mode, uh, which will be 10:30 p.m. Uh, on the 11th for us, which will be pretty interesting. I have no idea what they could show, but it's going to be pretty interesting. I'll say that. That they are doing like,
Game, we're gonna news.
yep, which is going to be cool. But that's going to be a lot more interesting than just the pre-release, right? Because that's actual set 1 cards that are going to be revealed. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So before we get to our other thing, which is the Bushiroad segment of the news, I need to take another quick break. So
All right.
All right, be right back.
TV will be back. Welcome back.
Yep. I apologize. Still recovering from the cold. All right, next
Right.
thing. Bushroad strategy presentation from spring. Happened last week, and we got major details. First off,
A lot of
for
news.
Vanguard, Their Days 2 still exists. DLC for Set 4 released on the 17th of April, as well as paid DLC like artworks. Fighters, Senka, Yuna, and I forget his name.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, they will all be updated, as well as Jinky will be free for 2 months.
I love time gated DLC.
Otherwise, he'll be paid for afterwards, but he's free after the Destined Showdown release. On that note, on release, Vanguard in Japan got a restriction list as usual. No VIA premium changes. Standard, on the other hand, Valor to 1, Theragown and Reziela restricted. The Musketeer in Levidrus is restricted to 2 cards. And the Shoto Doji and Gandiva cards they had on the list that were restricted at 1 are now to 2 as well.
Nice.
Pretty okay list. I don't think a lot of people have really any issues with it. I know people are like, well, where's that Glima? You know, Japan, if they don't see it in tournaments, they're not gonna care about it most of the time.
And like Vanguard doesn't go nuclear.
Except when they do.
Except for when they do. But for the most part, you're not gonna see like something on those lines like the Yu-Gi-Oh! CG, where it's like, here's the entire laundry list of game warping changes we're making.
So next up, Festival Booster 2025 releases the Ace units, which are 1 per deck, and they have skills. You have seen one. I'm not going to bring it up. You can look if you look.
Right.
King and Ice Alfred will be in the set as a new card. He will get a whole ride line,
yep.
which is kind of crazy. As well as Zero and Virgilia will be alt arts for Gallatin and Soul Saber Dragon respectively. Hello?
Huh. Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, I was like,
I mean, that's, yeah, I know, that's neat.
It is, which I kind of made the question of, dang, they really are promoting Skyride so much, it's like you forget that Youthquake's still ongoing.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. They Skyrights are like, we finally need to get back to youth market, even though our practices are still not helping the youth market.
Yeah, that's a whole other discussion. Set 6, Dai Kaiser returns. Everyone kind of knew after we saw the name of the set called Superhero Time or Explosion, I believe.
Superhero Time is the TV block.
Yeah, Superhero Explosion. And speaking of exploding, they released a teaser trailer for a collab with Bang Bravern.
True, the best show of that year.
It'll be in the set as well. If you haven't seen the teaser, go. It's Obari done, so it's kind of.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks good. And last
Watch
but not least,
Braven, by the way.
for the Vanguard section, Buddy Fight will get a collab booster in Vanguard in July.
We gotta keep bringing the corpse back.
I mean, I'm fine with it being this way if they have no plans of actually like reviving it. At least, bring it back. I mean, I don't think having a card game called Buddy Fight released in 2025 or 26 is gonna
Right.
do well
But I mean,
now.
there's also this. I mean, this does open up the possibility for Tarriff Vanguard Cross Luck and Logic collaboration booster.
Oh yeah, that's yep. I'll be the only person to buy a case of that.
But sure, it's like we can outperform Necromancer on our own properties.
Yep. Godzilla, the card game that only 60 people know exists, um, revealed that I forget what this is. This is set one,
Only 5 people care about this card game, and I'm one of them just to hate on it.
and they also revealed that set two, I think, is going to be based on Godzilla one. And there's a lot of school idol stuff, information we don't know in the West.
Yawn.
Hololive gets another set on June 20th. Now with one VTuber down.
It's fine. It's fine. Fine.
All right, back to Shower Swap. Anyway, uh,
I'm good.
starter decks are gonna drop in June 27th. They're gonna be the updated ones for Sword and Dragoncraft, and they'll also have mats for Worlds Realm release, which is Maltese and Gasekon Garo. And they'll also include reprints of these very like popular legends.
We do love reprints.
And that the July set will be based on Worlds Beyond, as this is the Olivier Dark Angel hero. Restriction list. This Storm card, which apparently was just insane, has been limited to one, along with another Uma Musume follower.
Neat.
Yep.
I
Gotobun.
want Portal back.
I mean, yeah, it's just kind of like so awkward. It's like this could be the perfect time to do Portal because I don't want to have
Right.
like another like non-leader in something. Like, you gotta please just bring it back.
Just let me play Artifact Portal in any other game.
Like, I don't care. You have to figure
I'm
out how you're
begging
gonna
you.
deal with that. Be like, Portal Craft's the only craft where you can mix these certain cards together. I don't care how you do it. Just do it. I don't want to play some of these cards in like the other decks. Okay, that's just me.
Right.
The Tobin reveal. I don't have any information on that.
We could just bounce from Gotobin, let's be honest.
White Schwartz Blau. They get I think this is Black Butler, Blue Exorcist. Pretty cool. Rebirth. They get another School Idol Club, 100 Girlfriends in ReZero,
A
and Azure
fourth
Lane Volume
Azure
4.
Lane booster.
Yep. Volume 4. With, I'm assuming this is a popular character from Azure Lane 2. And Witch Watch. I've never heard of this series before.
Same.
White Force Rose, the eroge side. Uh,
It's not all a rogue. I mean, all of these are.
how would you know that?
I'm just taking a guess.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, White Shorts regular, Toy Story 30 Years and Beyond booster set drops. You got like card artwork Testament, which is original art,
Like
which
this
is really
artwork
cool.
looks so good.
Marvel Volume 3, which the West will not get. Summer Pockets, Reflection Blue Re-Edit. And Tales of, well, the Tales of series will get cards in White Schwartz and White Schwartz Blau.
Like I swear, Weiss not getting the Disney sets in English is probably the entire main reason this game isn't popular here.
Oh, yeah, right now. It's like, how is it that the English uh thing does not have the English cards? Oh, has
Right.
Disney in the West. It's crazy. Like what did you do, bro? Also Kaiju number
I
8.
want to know. I
Sorry,
just want to
continue.
know how they've been writing these contracts.
I don't know. It's like it's the third one. We ain't got one in the West, but it's illegal. We've got it technically in the West, but it's illegal because it's only Singapore locked. How you got region locked
Right.
sets? Anyway, Kaiju number 8, another Bane Dream, the 10th anniversary set, will drop sometime this year. Oh, and
Woo!
Too Many Losing Herons will gets a set as well.
What a title.
I mean, yeah, because the whole thing of the set is pretty much like, yeah, they all had person on the main dude and they all failed miserably. So they're all kind of like what happens when what happens after you don't win the main guy. Something like that.
Just move in and play some Monopoly.
Oh, anyway. That was the TLDR, the Bushroad strategy presentation. What did you think?
Some neat stuff. I still think they didn't forget Godzilla ever happened. And I'm sure Bushro cares more about the quintuplets than Negi does at this point, based on my own circumstantial evidence. It's pretty good circumstantial evidence.
For the record, he talked about Ranger Reject a lot, and
Yep.
the author of Quince is also the author of Ranger Reject, so
Yeah.
you can tell when they're involved. That's to put it lightly.
Right.
All right.
And
Next
he's
up on
only been. Yep. I'm just keep swallowing it anyway. Yep.
next up on the list, Bushroad English Conference Spring 2025 will be before the top 8 deck check of Worlds on May 2nd at 4 p.m. JST. If my internet works, I will try my best to just co-stream the entire event, or at least close enough
Nice.
to it, and do top 8. That should be cool. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Next on the West, Showers Evolve finally announces that Card by Vanguard crossover set is releasing on August 15th this year, along with the 2 starter decks.
Woo!
This is important because not only is this related to Vanguard, this also is Kagero being tier 1 for the first time in a long while.
Maybe there's a reason we shouldn't have Kagero tier 1, considering every other time it's happened, not good things keep happening.
I mean, they've already announced that a pre-hit to
Right.
one of its cards
Like,
already happened, but it's very obvious they're gonna have to do more, especially when we have to talk about Royals.
to quote Toshiki Kai before he ruins another format, I really love Draconic Overlord.
Which, I mean, this is really cool. Hopefully I got things set up so I can actually like get it, but that's really cool too. All right, time to go into the big topic of this whole thing, which is uh the English restriction list updated, and nothing for standard, which we'll talk about in a second. Nothing for V, but
Of course.
12 whole slides for premium.
A premium guy in English got hit with the Konami ban list.
So to kind of TLDR what happened, uh, all the crush generators such as Drag Wizard Knees, Maze Gear Dragon, Sezui, have all restricted with their respective grade 3 that gains gifts by ride up striding. For example, Shiranui Oboro, which we have here, uh, since a grade 3 out of gift, it is the main card for their on hit stride errata from History Collection to enable it to gain 2 gifts. So if you're on the on hit errata stride, you got choice restricted with Shiranui Oboro, with the exception being Luard being choice restricted with its V counterpart. Which can I just say, it's kind of
Right.
funny how so many people are like, are you talking about the original or are you talking about the V counterpart? And it's like, guys, they've always put the card on the dang screen. If it's that,
Yeah.
it's that.
I mean, it does express to probably bringing like the same units back every like rendition of the game.
Fair. But yeah, no. And the only reason they did this differently with Lord is because the original Dragheart Luard does not have a History Collection Stride. That one belongs to Claret Sword.
Yay.
So, also, on that note, Reverence Rush Dragon got banned because of Angel Gize and just Rose United Century General. We talked about that early. Yeah, all the crust markers got restricted, including Night Rose. And Lord Golf got straight up banned because this card had too much like hand recovery in a nation where you give it to them, they will cook you.
Simply too good. Brand.
Yep. Genesis got hit with a whole thing. Dream Dragon got hit. Doja got restricted to 1, and Melissa's banned. They're for 2 reasons, because Fenrir specifically has a witch build, which is more so, or a build that's meant to kind of be a deck out strategy with Melissa. Geldra was hit because of an infinite power loop in Fenrir. And Dream Dragon's hit because both of these instances, having Dream Dragon used to recycle just makes games go on long. So
Not even Bushy likes looking at Genesis combos. I don't like looking at Genesis combos. No one likes performing Genesis loops. Brand.
uh,
Name one person that loves doing what Genesis does that isn't also playing Yu-Gi-Oh on the side.
I mean, thankfully Regalia is still unhit, so I'm good. Well, technically Dream Dragon was a card, but whatever. Nubatama got more hits. Mizukaze and Tsukamoto-kan both got banned. Mizukaze because it is a garbage trick that is more powerful in premium than it is in V. And Tsukamoto-kan is pretty much, now that the other decks have been nerfed, eventually this card will become a problem. Because it is effectively, yeah, Counterblast 2, and your opponent's hand goes down to 4. In a deck
Totally
that, in
balanced,
a
yes.
nation that has Dominate and multiple restanders accessible.
Seems fine to me. I'm kidding. Banned.
And for Dark Irregulars, they got hit even though they have done literally nothing for the past year since their strongest strike got banned. Hope
Well,
on
I mean, if
Damp
you look at
and
what I
Variant
said about
Tarleg.
Genesis,
Hope on Damp and Variant Tarleg banned. Mainly because they are turn right guard restricts. So yeah, no, they
there is nothing wrong with guard restrict.
I mean, that's a topic for another time. Or a
Fine.
topic I'm going to talk about
Banned.
later, but it's more like turn wide depends, especially when you have like loops like NLK, and as time goes on, that'll be a problem.
I mean, I guess.
Next, choice restrict, Mazer Gear and Melum are choice restricted, so effectively they have killed time. They've almost killed Time Leap.
Again.
If you're going Crest, you cannot use Time Leap combo. You have to build a whole new deck.
Like we're back to step one, like almost 10 years. We're just like, man, that's some nice time lip you got going on there. Sure would suck if you were to ban it.
Darkface Ghidorah restricted to 1. I think it's perfectly fine. She's really strong, but without the clan, probably is dead in the water. But this allows more of a bridge, or like you have to be smarter with what you do. Same with Green Katrina, restricted down to 1 after being unrestricted last time changes happened. And then last but not least, Beatrice and Negra Lily are choice restricted. You can only use one of these in your deck. Beatrice is effectively a Soul Blast 1 for a free revive on call. And if you play Grand Blue, yeah, that's pretty much every time. And Negra Lily is pretty much how you made a lot of your defensive option plays in general. So choice restricting them pretty much means that you have to choose, do you want your defensive options or do you want to just have eternal calls? Or almost eternal calls. You know, go on what you're trying to say.
This ban list makes you think about like Bushy's relationship with Nubatom is kind of silly if you really think about it. Like Nubatom, it feels like Bushy wants to design a Yu-Gi-Oh deck so freaking hard, and then like in like a few months later, the post no clarity hits like, oh shoot, man, wait, what's all this discard stuff doing here? Whoa, ban it. Like every time. Like, if you guys hate discard so much, why do you keep making a discard archetype?
Yeah, I guess you're right. So, here we go. So, standard format. Since the release of Omniscient Awakening, its availability for use in BTS 2024, so they gave reasonings for this. Standard, since Omniscient Awakening, we have observed the following 2 rallies have had high usage rates. Reziel, along with Vita, and King, along with the original Levidros. We also observed that among the rallies that saw substantial amounts of use, we observed that one had a comparatively higher win rate, which was Elaglima. With that in mind, consideration for above rallies follows. While it was the most used rally during this period, it did not have a particularly high win rate. Thus, we will not be integrating contracts at this point. We'll continue to monitor performance. It was the second most used rally during this period, and also had a considerable win rate. However, in consideration of upcoming releases, we will not be implementing card restrictions at this point. And Elaglima, while it's seen substantial usage during the period, its usage rate is still relatively low overall. Thus, we will not be implementing card restrictions. Simply put, we all know that Bob Sagra is going to be the best deck so hard, like we might hate them now is a mistake.
I hate Bavsagra so much. I hate Mirai so much. I want I want justice.
What? I thought you liked me, right? You
I'm
lying.
good.
All right,
I'm
V
not.
Premium. As there have been no major tournaments for V Premium since the last update, I wonder whose fault that is. There are no updates this time.
I wonder why there's been no major tournament for V Premium.
Yep. So, premium format. Since the previous updated files will be observed that certain clans continue to have comparatively greater success.
V's on its way
As
out.
such, we will implement the following changes to rules, and this is every rule change made in the patch. Give me your thoughts on the overall list, buddy.
I mean, it's a neat. I mean, it's a, it's a lot, but like I feel like they could just like blanketed said we're banning every single card that just guard restricts for the turn. We're just choice restricting all of these. Like it's a cleanup list, and they probably could have just gone harder, just went like game wide. I feel like that's what they wanted to do to some degree. But it's classic Bushy, right? You have a direction you want to take the game in, and you suddenly go, whoa, 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 hold on, what were we thinking here? Whoa, that producer was kind of crazy. Let's just get rid of these things. Those were a mistake. I mean, I'm glad Premium's alive, only in the West, and won't get killed off. For now. You guys have won. Good job. Premium is safe. I mean, it'll be interesting, I guess. See how the format shakes out. But also, I think they need to say something about Nubatama in particular, because their relationship with the clan is still kind of crazy. At least in my humble opinion. Yeah, I don't have too much to say on it. How about you? Did you rid of the one that's really in the premium? I think my host has vanished again. Uh-oh. Well, I mean, it is what it is. But,
Oh boy. Okay, so
uh, uh, I feel like Vanguard needs even bigger ban list, but it's fine for now.
yeah. So I will say some of this does feel like this should have been done like a long time ago. Like the Genesis one should have been happened like literally like after the last after Worlds, because that's literally like that one Worlds.
Oh wow.
And it's still a problem a year later. It's like that's crazy. Music should have been gone a while ago. Sigmar cons, whatever. I don't know if I would hit Variant's hard leg, but Hope on Damp definitely had to go. I think Green
I guess he
Katrina.
just went into the time space in general.
I think Green Katrina should have been hit. Shouldn't have come back to 4 at all. It should have been at 1 from the start, and then you see how that affects literally everything else in that clan. Beatrice and regularly is fine. Like, here's the funny thing: like they hit Grand Blue like 3 times technically,
Right.
and people are still probably saying it's still the best deck because Grand Blue just has too many tools. That's like, well, yeah, still pretty strong.
Right. It's functionally the Yu-Gi-Oh clan,
It's like
if not Nubatama.
the people are like saying, yeah, we'd rather just keep Beatrice instead and just literally not care about the defense because I would just abuse having access to our entire deck anyway. It doesn't matter what we do. Uh, but I will say, like, treasure thing, the crestmate generators was the right choice the whole time.
Yeah.
It was never going to be any other way. I think people were unfortunately coping
Although, like,
on them
those should
changing them.
not have been in premium.
They shouldn't have been in premium to begin with. But since they were there, there's no way they were going to remove them for a multitude
Right.
of reasons. So overall, really good list.
Like, it's just like energy, right? Like, at some, you just kind of got to keep some mechanics standard only.
True. But also then it's like, so then what's the point of having a premium format then? If every which whole draws every card is available.
I mean, yeah, but well, now you get the problem. Like, I don't know. It's weird.
I mean, there's also a debate about where or not energy should be. There's still debates on where or not energy should be allowed in the premium as well.
I mean, I think each format needs to have its own identity in order to, survive. And I'm like, I get it. We had to have like some like all cards allowed a format, but I think keeping at least a few things exclusive is okay.
Yeah. But I think the other issue is people are also like, okay, so that's the point, but as more and more cards use or manipulate
That's really going to
energy,
have my cake and eat it too.
without energy, it kind of makes all those cards useless. And
Right.
if the only support that premium will get directly is going to be just standard sets, if half of those set releases are just literally unplayable, not to say they aren't unplayable already because they're filler sets and standard Kare Vanguard. Like it's kind of like, well, what the heck do we use, bro? So I get the plight.
Good point.
Uh, I think also they're obviously lying. They have not made a change to the V thing since V was still played as a competitive level. They have the data. They just refuse to use it.
There's no data. Don't worry about it. No data.
Wait. Yeah, this is just pretty overall good list. There's another thing to discuss, kind of, but I've got a video I'm working on for that. Uh, hopefully it's out this week. It is going to be out this week. I just haven't had time. Again, I was going to plan it, and then I just really got sick. I was going to do it
I mean,
today, but then more errands and had that yard work stuff.
it's been a busy time for you, that's for sure.
Just the long and short of it, uh, if the long and short of it is pretty much in the leveragers thing. With consideration of upcoming releases, we will not be in card restrictions at this point because if they do, Worlds is going to be a tier 0 format fest.
As if it already wasn't going to be anyways.
But at the very least, without this change, there's a hope that somebody might
But,
like
like,
they'll be fine.
I hope bad players are happy.
They've waited years for this, quite literally.
Brad, you finally get to kill the format.
So, do you think it was Baylord this whole time, or do you think it was the restander
Hmm?
that made Bob Sager powerful?
Ooh. Good question. I mean, most because I mean, I've had a good chance to play Vanguard in like a while.
I'll probably say I think it was the restander.
I'm just going off conjecture, and I have been for the past like few months now.
I'll probably say I think personally it was the restander. Not
Yeah, like Bav does not need multi attack.
like Bob Sager does everything already, and then you add in a restander which already has a bunch of power on that mix.
Right.
It's backbreaking. Not including the fact that people also were like, well, can we also just remove the OT? I'm like, I understand you, yes, but at the same time, the OT was not the problem either.
People need to
Like,
stop blaming the over trigger for every single thing in Vanguard.
but I'll say this, like, to me, I always read about Saga. I'm like, this is overtuned. Like, I'm just like, this card feels way overtuned. Am I the only one who sees this? Like, she's clean your clothes, clean the washing dishes, and paying taxes here. Like, her ride line searches 2 cards going second for free.
Great.
Like,
But what? They uh, maximum waifu shielding in and out of show. It's kind of ridiculous.
it is pretty crazy. But you know that leads to another debate on something else. But again, later video from me. That is all of our news, am I correct? Except for our very
The
obvious.
special topic of today.
Yep. Which give me 1 second and we will transition to that.
All right.
We are back in this whole discussion.
Mm.
All right, so we're going to talk about the news that hit the US like a ton of bricks. This will be,
Yeah.
we can't, define, this is going to be political. So if you feel
And for the
uncomfortable with
first time,
this,
you just give a real news article here.
yeah, so if you don't want to talk about the politics, you could probably call
Too
this an
bad.
episode. Thank you so much for watching. But this is,
Also, stay and watch. Don't be a coward.
well, dang. I'm trying to be nice to our community, quote unquote, but dang, it's crazy.
You know I have to be the bad cop here.
Well, anyway, so on Thursday,
Actually, the BBC is going to strike me if I show this article. I'm worried.
oh shoot, you right. Hold on. I might have shut this.
Right, like, I'm just gonna use. I'm just gonna go back to my regular chatting window.
I'll give you like a CNN article.
Alright. I'm like, we know what's going on. I don't even think we need a full article, but the
We
show.
don't, but it's nice to show it. So on the second, or I believe the third, I forget, no,
Second, yeah.
the second, Don President Donald Trump announced that there are going to be sweeping trade tariffs, uh, for
For
his
everyone.
for everyone, pretty much everyone. The whole point of it is to first, here's the thing: what they have said, the whole thing of tariffs is to try and build the American infrastructure, which
If you know anything about how the American economy actually works and makes its money, it's that people realize how silly it is.
mm-hmm. What the? It's off the screen.
Huh?
That something to show up on my article. So for the record, here's the main thing of tariffs. Here's prominent ones.
Okay.
Excuse me. So we've got EU, which is a 20% tax. China, which is 34%. Japan, 24%. Vietnam, 46%. South Korea, 25%. Taiwan, 32%. Malaysia, 24%. Indonesia, 32%. Israel, 17%. In Cambodia gets 49% for some reason. Cambodia just gets shot for existing, I guess.
Yeah.
So these are like the ones that are higher than 10%. So for one thing, the main reason why I bring this up is because this has the potential to affect a lot of trading card games. For example, just saw on today, literally, A Drive say that the tariffs are real, and he got a bill for increased like shipping because the Lestrals is made in China.
The only card games that are safe are Flesh and Blood and Magic the Gathering.
Pretty much, because I'm
That
pretty
was
sure that Riot's game is gonna be made in China too.
yep. Everyone's getting hurt.
Yeah, so it's like it very much is like this will hurt a lot of the industry and potentially will make prices of any game going up. I
Right.
mean, for crying out loud, there are people that we kind of people speculate that the reason Switch 2 and all its games are going up so high was in preparation for the tariffs.
And as it turns out,
Yes and no. Yes,
no. No,
actually, yes and no, because it pretty much can be consumed at the idea it's like, well, we're gonna get hit with some tariffs, but it's not gonna be that strong. But the problem comes from the fact that Vietnam is where they changed production to do the Switch 2, and that got hit with the hardest tariff in the entire thing right
actually, I
after
don't think they did
Cambodia.
fully respond to the tariffs. You wanna know why I think they didn't actually respond to the tariffs?
What?
You compare the price between regions, right? Like between say Europe and the US. They're
Mm-hmm.
pretty similar, and that's because like Europe already takes into account like it's like VAT tax into the prices and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
Theirs was like pre-taxed. Ours isn't. Prices end up pretty similar. It's so much cheaper in Japan entirely because of the already like crashing
I mean, here's
values
the
again.
thing. They have a unique Switch 2 over in Japan.
Right. So people can't just like, go off the poor price of the yen and reverse import.
Yep. But that's why I think that that's also one of the reasons why they do the
Like, and that's
tariffs.
the reason, like, the tariffs just came, they were like, "Oh, shoot."
Like the tariffs came, but I don't think they expected them to be the same day they announced the Switch.
It was
And
announced pretty. They announced it ahead of time.
yeah, I mean, yeah, but I don't think they expected how much. And the fact that their Vietnam got hit with the second highest percentage means that technically the Switch is technically made in Vietnam, so theoretically it would be an import from Vietnam, not from Japan. So it costs more to bring the Switches over.
Uh huh.
So it's just a hot mess all
I mean,
around. It's
people are
like,
all like, I mean, I'm personally predicting the Switch 2 is going to end up being like $600.
oh yeah, like someone made a joke saying like 3 months ago, like this they're gonna announce the Switch 2 is $1,200, and there's gonna be a riot with a bunch of people in Pokemon costumes at the White House.
And if only.
But it is just genuinely crazy how like this is just gonna shake a lot of industries, and it's unfortunate because if you understand how the stock market works, as each of these companies go down, eventually they'll go down so far that more of these rich people will just buy up stock in all these companies. It'll eventually go up, and then they'll make more money, but everyone else has to suffer because of it. Like I'll probably say this:
Don't you love a recession?
like
Depression. It's
it's yes, it's both. It's recession and depression. Excuse me as
maybe
I
even
drink.
a little bit of stagflation too.
So what? How does it matter? Well, I mean, let me see. I got a Gundam X. I got to pull up the Gundam X here. Where was it made in? Hmm.
Not America.
They were in. It is made in Japan. Japan got 24% increase in tariffs,
Uh
meaning
huh.
any store such as like a Hobby Lobby now has to pay 24% more for importing Gundam and Gunpla.
And by them paying 24% more, what we mean to say is we pay 24% more.
Uh-huh. And eventually that whole 40% off
It's a
model
cost.
kits that I always use to buy these probably gonna go away if they really take a substantial hit.
Yeah. Because remember, everyone, to the people that don't know how tariffs work, I know some of you are watching this video. The consumer's the one that pays the tariff, basically.
Like these deck boxes, they're made in China or Vietnam. They're gonna cost more now eventually too. For example, let me look for the boxes of stuff like that. Hold on. Let's look this up now, shall we? So I have a box of the Fourth Century Bonanza with me, and I have a box of Generation Draft Genesis from Curry Vanguard. Let's see what the box says they were made in. Oh, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Core Century Bonanza. My bad. Is actually made in the U.S. Apparently, according to the back of the box. Vanguard is made in Malaysia. Malaysia just got 24% increase. Vanguard now costs 24% more now. Maybe.
Yay! What do you mean? Optimistic, maybe.
I'm saying that as in like it could go up.
It can go up.
And not only that, this is also after there was insider details about someone saying that prices were going up already for
Uh-huh.
Vanguard. So
Oh.
this is going to hurt a lot of the card games that release outside. For example, let me look this up real quick. If again, like I said, A Drive said the Lestros was made in China. Magic Gathering is printed in the USA and Belgium. Where are? Let's see. Let's check Digimon. Where are Digimon cards manufactured? They are made in Japan, apparently, according to. I don't have a box. Actually, I do have a box of Digimon with me. Hold on. Let me actually look at the box itself because it means a lot more.
Right.
Looking up at thing. Better. You know what? Even better. I have a box of One Piece. What's in here for the English version?
Yeah, when it's not.
Made
Hmm?
Piece is made primarily in Japan itself. Yeah. So One
Yep.
Piece up 24%. Right as they're about to go into their rotation plans.
This is great timing for everyone. I'm kidding.
Yep, your favorite game now costs more by no fault of the game itself.
Right. None. Because the tariff is simply a punishment on the consumer in the country that's loving the tariff. Which, why they're a dumb idea, no one actually likes them, but you know. Just some idiots in charge doing stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm gonna punish Americans till industry comes back to America. Excellent idea, Mr. President.
Yeah. The long and short is just
Like I was already planning on buying a Switch too, because I was already like, I'm not paying $80 for Mario Kart. And now even more reason to not pay $100 for Mario Kart.
yep. I mean, this is the tragedy of the situation. Dear Days 2 costs less than Mario Kart. Card Fight Vanguard Dear Days 2, a game so bad, Different Fight himself said he quit the game.
I love that. Like, you know it's bad if the Different Fight Index on the Vanguard product is, don't buy it.
I mean, he doesn't necessarily say don't buy it. He just literally said I dropped it. I couldn't do it. And I saw the intro to that game. If you just do story mode stuff, That story mode intro is garbage, utterly garbage.
Oh no.
Like, it is about at least 2 hours of trying to fight. 2 hours of fighting matches that just don't do anything.
I think the visual novel format for these Vanguard games has to go.
I'm not against the visual novel format, but it's very much like
Like it
the
has to
matches are
stop.
just like 2 hours of just fighting literal nothing in a sequel game. Like, it's just like, it's a sequel, dog. We should not be like, yes, obviously people probably skipped the first one. Obviously that's your fault. You said they should do it.
Look, I mean, if you go by this logic, you start getting another Reshef of destruction on your hands. I don't think any of us want another destruction. I sure as hell don't.
Mm-hmm. But it is very much like,
Yeah,
it's just like they don't actually push you.
right. I get it.
And it's like, this monster was like, it's so boring. And then it's like, all right.
You know, like the difficulty curve in these games is kind of obnoxious. Like it's just kid gloves and all of a sudden, oh wait, sorry, we forgot to enable the cheating option on the AI. And then things get messy. Like it's a fake difficulty curve. Like we're being honest about it. And then the DLC is stupidly expensive. Like, stop buying the free Vanguard games. Please. They're not good.
Like, I think the other thing is just like, yeah, Spectre Road's still gone, by the way, apparently.
Oh, they've been making what the same damn games since the 3DS.
No,
No, even since the DS.
it's like they patched out the game. They patched out spectate mode because it wasn't ready, it wasn't working. And it's
And it's
been
never going to be
3 months
ready.
since.
Yeah. They don't have any actual long-term plans for this game besides releasing more DLC. Don't expect any feature to actually get finished unless it's like already in there day one. It's not coming.
I mean, I'm just gonna see what they do in the set when the set drops.
Sure, but at this point, you may as well just wait for Dear Days 3.
I don't want there to be a Dear Days 3. The fact
Which
they
I'm sure
couldn't
we're gonna
the
get
fact they
instead of.
couldn't get Dear Days 2 done right upsets me.
I need Bush to just bite the bullet and release Master Vanguard. Just do it. Just release the sim. Like we've been playing the Vanguard equivalent of World Championship of 2011 for 15 years. Sorry, 14. It's gotta stop. No, no, wait. World Cup 2011 at least had walking around. Never mind. Like, I can't support Bush Road. And I haven't. For good reason.
Just because you got a job that you're trying not to lose.
I'll be fine.
Oh,
I mean, worst case scenario, I just become a shill for a completely different card game and just
like what?
I'll just become paid marketer.
Yeah, right. Anyways, is there anything else you want to kind of add?
Uh, we can talk about the anime, I guess.
Uh, I mean, there's
I
not
mean,
much to
no,
say.
Right.
Like Blank Wire came to him in a dream,
Yep.
and that was pretty much the entire
Now it's,
episode.
now it's and now it's getting completely robbed on on every single angle here.
I mean, yeah,
Like this isn't a fraud. It's just like, sorry, we changed our mind. We kind of need Erica to make it to the next season, which I don't even think is actually going to happen.
the season or Erica making it.
Erica making it because I'm like, well, no, now still has that card to show off.
Yeah, it's kind of just awkward. All right, um,
And I was like, where do you, what's the plan here, right?
I mean, who knows?
And like, I don't like Mirror going 3-0. And tier 1 in the actual card game. Come on.
Yeah, just
We're hitting new levels of shilling here. Like, we're not at Crow Black Wings kind of bad, but also we're not that far off from Buyback Sagara. It's like, look at how good these cards are. Please buy our new Tier 0 deck. But yeah, there's not much to talk about. The new Digimon game looks pretty nice. We're finally getting some cooler picks in a Digimon game. Like Medieval Gallantmon. Like, bring on more weird roster picks for a Digimon game, because you can't include every single Digimon in a Digimon game. It's never happening. Ever. Generation Eternal is also doing some really weird roster picks. Like, Bandai's killing it right now.
I wouldn't
I
say
will
that.
become #1 Bandai shill at this current rate.
I wouldn't say that, but they are doing more moves than.
Right. It's like, oh yeah, remember this, like, here's a new Easy 8. It's like, from where? This mobile game, this Japanese only Game Boy Advance game, no one played. Okay.
All right, well, I guess there's nothing else to talk
Love Game
about.
Generation for that. Hmm? You know, we were good.
Yeah. So that's it. Surprisingly,
Slow news cycle, really. I mean, not that slow, but
I mean, it wasn't slow, but definitely more of
as always, VCard kind of drained all our energy.
yeah, no,
Like,
I
start.
like me looking at the V card stuff actually just kind of like it probably killed the
Full
I mean,
tilt.
V card stuff and me kind of having to go back and forth and do something probably just killed the hard momentum of the show. I'll be honest. Like we could have gone for a while on V card, but I just
That
couldn't.
moment you saw the eBay listings was like, that's it.
Like that's just terrible, man. Like
They broke the rule.
like the written
There's
or
no other way to put it.
like it's like it's written or unwritten, but regardless is you don't break it.
It's one of those like, if you do this, and some like government official decides now would be a good time to like boost my like standing, I'm gonna go after gambling. And it's like, you've done it. You've done it. You've directly linked card games to gambling on your home page. Oh no. Like if I were Wati right now, I'd just sick the Pinkertons after gamer subs. Just outright like, we needed to go talk to some people for us. They're kind of ruin our gig here.
Crazy. It's like, you know what, we need help. They're gonna ruin the entire industry at this rate.
Right. For like no reason. Like, we have rules here. Like you don't see like the Pokemon trading card game webs have a live price tracker on first edition Charizard and newest set. Currently available in singles for $40. Like it's almost like there's a reason you don't see that anywhere. But I guess they didn't get the memo over that V card. You know, unfortunate. Yeah. And what's our anything special for next show?
Uh um I mean it happens.
I'll pick up your audio sometimes.
Sometimes I do just like stop talking for like a bit because I'm just trying to think. I don't really have
Yeah, like I just
anything
be like being all like,
I don't have anything really directly planned for next week. I mean, for next time, right? We're just gonna kind of go with the flow, but
or
I will think of something because I don't think a lot of news are gonna go crazy like that.
I mean, I guess the new anime season's kind of already started, so
Yeah,
probably do something in there.
I don't know. G Cracks is gonna air, but since I've already seen the show's first two episodes twice, it's like, do I really want to hop in now or wait?
I mean, knowing Anno, there's going to be at least a few differences.
Possibly. I'm just like, I don't know.
He does this all the time with any new release.
This is exactly Anno. This is.
Like, it'll be some sneaky, subtle differences that are kind of really important.
Well, I'll still watch it just to kind of make sure I don't forget the show exists. But I think I'd rather just kind of work on, the backlog of stuff. Still
Right.
gotta like kind of finish a complete run of Trails of Daybreak 2 before Trails Beyond the Horizon gets comes out, which also reminds me I need to buy the collector's edition of that game too. So yay, money that I don't have a full income on. Yay.
Yeah.
Ain't the economy grand?
Man, what a depressing episode this week.
Yeah, the energy's gone. I just want to go to bed.
Man, let's just type out.
Like, we actually are going to finish a podcast before 11 o'clock. Thank y'all so much for watching for the Odd Pocket Podcast.
Yep.
Hopefully next time we are actually much more energized.
We might be happy next week. We might be more depressed. Who knows?
Yeah. So, yeah, but we'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.
Yeah. Peace out. You know where to find us.
Yeah. So quick, I might just drop the episode early on YouTube. Screw it. I don't want to deal with this no more.